Death Stranding continues to be one of the most mysterious games ever made, and of course it hasn't been released yet, but what we do know about it so far is that one of the great masters of video games is behind the whole thing. And he's been pretty mum about the details up to this point. But recently, along with some new footage that has been leaked, Kojima sat down in an interview, and he's also posted some juicy little tidbits on Twitter about what to expect from this upcoming masterpiece. He just recently tweeted last night something very interesting about the game and about the aesthetic. Kojima, in a tweet, says that since I get this question a lot, Death Stranding is different from a stealth game. You can enjoy first-person view, but not a first-person shooter game. It's a brand new game genre that adapted the concept of Strand that we call action game, Strand game, social Strand system. Now, in the past, Kojima has invented his own taglines for what the genre of his game is. He famously called Metal Gear Solid 4 an espionage, a tactical espionage action game. But this sounds like there's going to be a first-person option for the game, similar to GTA 5. Of course, in the remaster of that game, they added an option where you can play exclusively in first-person mode. But another article says that it would only seem that Kojima is confirming that first-person view is possible in Death Stranding, but not in the first-person shooter down the barrel of a gun way. Instead, this person hypothesizes that first person will be used for specific actions or perhaps to get a better look at an objective in the distance. So, to what extent we'll be getting it, I'm not sure. I feel like it should be an option for a playstyle if they're going to put it in the game at all, but maybe it'll only be for certain cinematics. I don't know. The plot thickens. But in another interview, Kojima also sat down and finally revealed why he wanted to make this game an open world like Metal Gear Solid 5, as opposed to a linear game. He says, quote, "Well, after experiencing an action game in an open world, you cannot just go back to other things. That's what I thought. Because of the interactivity. Of course, there are other ways to make a game, a linear game, for example. However, I cannot go back after having the experience of having a large-scale world in a game." And the article goes on to talk about the technology of how to make this possible. You're never really sure what a player can do when the world is this big, because there's so many possibilities of freedom, and that seems to be what people are on the fence about Death Stranding. Perhaps this game is going to be so big, it's supposed to cover the expanse of the whole United States, that maybe you have to kind of figure out things to do. And of course, we've seen footage of the character being able to take a piss, so I don't know, maybe it'll be more open-ended. It says some Hideo Kojima fans were not happy that the story takes a back seat, but this was done very consciously. This time was the biggest challenge and the biggest obstacle. It's an open world, but at the same time, we do not want to reduce the importance of the story, so fans of Hideo Kojima games will not be disappointed. Anyway, this is some new news updates about the game. We're a few months away from it coming out. There was some leaked footage recently about some story cutscenes. Some people, I don't know how they got them. They're in different countries. But this is some breaking news. It just came out in the last few days, and I thought I'd share it with you.